Hello guys, welcome to another Tech Info. So today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of Cisco Packet Tracer, a network simulation tool developed by Cisco. So without further ado, let's begin the tutorial. Okay, so as you can see, I am in the program Cisco Packet Tracer. If you want to download this for yourself, click on the link in the description, which will take you to the Cisco Skills for All website, which you can then enroll on a free course on how to start using Cisco Packet Tracer, or if you want to, you can just download the software and follow my tutorial, as I will be focusing more on the networking side. But if you do want to have a look at IoT as well, or maybe something like temperature or environment, then please follow the Cisco guide for that. I may cover that as well. Just tell me in the comments if you want me to. Anyways, let's begin. So, I'm now going to walk you through everything. So this right here is our sort of like our area. This is where we place everything. This is where all the magic happens. Before I get onto anything else, I should make sure that you all know that down here there's also a bar. But the bit I'm focusing on is these two buttons. We have our logical and our physical. So our logical is our logical topology. For instance, a router. That could be placed over here. That's a logical topology. If I were to go into my physical area, go into my corporate office, into my main wiring closet, you can see, if I can zoom up, is my router. And if I were to go back into my logical topology and remove it, you can see it's gone. So, let's now walk you through the other features about this program. So, if we go over to the top left, we have our options over here. I'll cover these in another video. But the main things. So, I'm only going to cover these, as we'll look at these in later videos. But first of all, we have our select button. This is going to select whatever it is we have in the main area. This is our inspect button. This is where we can inspect certain elements of our systems. So we can have a look at, let's say, our routing table. Of course, there's nothing there because we haven't used this router as of yet. This is our delete button. Works it's very straightforward. You press on it, press delete, and then you also get this X cursor over here. And anything you press on, it will delete. This is our resize, so we can resize anything that we might want to resize. Say, for instance, this. We can try resizing it, I believe. I think this only works on certain things. I think that's only for certain images, or maybe in a more physical topology environment. This is our note, so we can press down here. We can call this router 1. This is our palette dialogues and things. So this is our sort of our shapes now. This is our straight line. This is our rectangle. I can have it filling with a color as well, so I can fill color black. I can also have an eclipse, also in black, or any other color I choose, in hex. And of course we also have ourselves a custom one as well. So I can draw one, I can do something funky, like so. Whoever knew that a networking simulation tool could be used to make art, you know? Probably not really art, but anyways. You could do stuff like that. And if I had to remove all of this, you can also see we have our envelopes here. Now you're probably wondering what these are. This is more of a networking thing, so we'll cover this in a later video, but basically this can send packets through, let's say, devices, let's say between a router and a PC. You'd initiate it at the PC and it's send off. So we have our simple PDU and we have a more complex PDU. I'll explain these more a little bit later. Now onto the bottom left. Here we have our items. This is like our inventory, if you like. So we have quite a few things. We have our networking devices, we have our end devices, we have our components, so this is more IoT things. We have connections, so stuff like your copper straight through, your copper crossover, your fiber optic, etc. You have a miscellaneous here, you have our PC, we have our laptop, we have our multi-user connection over here. And as you can also see in the bottom, we also have certain parts as well. So we have our connections like structured cabling, normal connections. We have our components, actuators, sensors, boards, end devices. We have normal end devices. We have home, smart city, industrial, power grid. We even have our networking devices, routers, switches, hubs, wireless devices, security, so firewalls, and WAN emulation. All of this in a small little package. And if we look over here, we also have our, this is like our packet log. So let's just say this, for instance. If I were to bring up two PCs now, PC 0 and PC 1. We're going to connect them now on a peer-to-peer network, so just direct, alright? There's not going to be any switch or anything in the middle. And I'm just going to quickly configure their IP addresses. So I'm just going to call this one 192.168.1.1. And I'm going to call this one 192.168.1.2. And in theory, that would work, but I'm not entirely sure. I may have... I don't think this will actually work in Cisco Packet Tracer. No, it won't. Okay, you need to have like a switch or some description. So all we'll do, we'll have a switch as well. Get a 2960 switch. Gonna leave it unconfigured as it is. And I'm just gonna add that over there. I don't know why it's red right now. Okay, there we go. Now it's all lighting up nicely. So as you can see, we have 1.2 here and 1.1. If I can just remember correctly. Yep. So we now have that. Now the connection is actually working. Right, so if I were to now go into this button here, simulation. Right underneath the NTI logo, or right above the NTI logo here. Simulation mode, okay? Right, this is going to show us all our packets, as well as this as well. So I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to go into our desktop, go to command. I'll teach you all this later. We're just doing this for demonstration purposes. So ping. First of all, let's actually find which computer we are. We're 1.1, okay? So we can't actually clear. So we're just going to do ping 192.168.1.2. Now, you can see we have packets over here. It probably won't show here because this is for more realistic, real time. But here we have our actual events. So if I were to keep it going, so to the next one, to the next, 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 next. And so the cycle just keeps on going. And of course, by now, we would have obviously received our ping. Oh, only 3. Well, let's just keep the simulation going. So we just keep... Obviously, we have got something around by now. So, there you go. And you can see how the packets obviously change through time. I'll walk you through all this a little bit later. It's like a DTP. And what on earth is that, you know? Wow. ARP. Some people probably know what ARP is. We'll go into all that a little bit later. But for now, here we are. And now get back into realistic time. If I do the same thing now, just go back into ping. 192.168.1.2. It just appears as if you were doing it in real life. Okay, and that's it for this NTI video. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is probably going to be the first episode of a series, possibly, because I've kind of fallen in love with Packet Tracer as a network simulation tool. I've always loved playing with it since the moment I got into it, and I'm also certified in it by Cisco. So if you actually go into the Skills for All course in the link in the description, you can actually get certified yourself by Cisco to say, hey, I've looked into Packet Tracer and I now know the basics of it. I do. I took my certification back in October. I'm pretty sure you can do the same. But this is probably going to be the first episode of a lengthy, well, I say lengthy, we don't know what's going to happen yet, but the start of a course, I'd say, start of something new. But anyways, I hope that was helpful. It was probably a little bit boring. Some people probably just skipped right to the end. Probably some people didn't even watch it. But if you found it helpful, then do give it a like. And do comment down below if you want any help. Or if you want to request any videos. Then do let me know in the comment section below. You can also check out my Discord server. My Twitter pages and my Instagram pages. And very soon I'm also going to be making a knowledge base through a ticket system. But anyways, that's the end of Cisco Packet Tracer Episode 1, the basics, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.